Hello and welcome to my first video in quite a while because I have not had access to this account for a while, but I have just regained access to it, and so I've decided to make a video on how to do a platformer game in C#. I've already done a tutorial like this before, showing you how you can do it in C++ using the SFML graphics library. However, I wanted to do this just because it's a little bit different in C#, especially because it's extremely nice because you get this thing, so everything, at least not everything, has to be completely dynamic, and that's extremely nice, especially just like getting everything in order. In C++ you have to go through all things with string streams to get the score all up and whatnot, but yeah, here we just get to drag and drop stuff, which is extremely nice. So the first thing that we're going to start off in doing is we need a picture box. And I'm sure there's a lot of ways you can go about doing this. However, this is the way that I usually choose to go about doing this. So we're going to use a picture box, and we're going to label this PB ground here. PB ground. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to make this green just so we can identify it. PB ground, just like that. Okay, so now that we have PB ground, what we can go ahead and do is we can also add our player. So this is again just a picture box, and I'm going to rename him PB player, and I'm also going to give him a background color of just black, just so he stands out like that. And I'm also going to make sure to put him up here, just so that we don't get any errors when he's falling due to gravity and he gets kind of caught in the middle of the ground. It's just a good idea to have him start upward a little bit. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we are going to add a timer, and this is going to be the first of many timers that we add here. So this is going to be TMR gravity here. So we're going to name this TMR gravity, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to set this to true, and we're going to set the interval to 10, just because through experimenting with this, I've figured out that 10 is probably the best interval you could set it on. You can do it to whatever interval you want, though. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to double click on gravity here, and upon gravity being activated, what we're going to do is first we want to go up here and we want to actually declare a Boolean variable called isJumping, and we're going to set it equals to false here for a second. And then what we're going to do is with gravity, what we're going to say is we're going to say that if not pbPlayer.bounds.intersects with pbGround.bounds. So if the bounds of the player are not intersecting with the ground, and isJumping is equal to false. So if he's not intersecting with the ground and he's not jumping, then what we're going to say is we're going to say, okay, so pbPlayer, so we're just going to say pbPlayer.top, I believe it's minus equals 10. It's either plus equals or minus equals. I always get this wrong, so let's just go ahead and run it, see what happens. Okay, yeah, it's plus equals. It's like always flipped. I know that. So there we go. So now we see that the guy, he does indeed fall, as you can see. This is kind of like a little glitch which I really don't know how to fix. I know in Visual Basic I've been able to fix this glitch before, where like the pixels kind of move faster than the object and it looks kind of strange. I'm sure there's a fix to it, but that's for a different tutorial. This is just like a basic overview. So if you want to fix that, then look up how to do it somewhere else. But I will show you the most efficient way that you can create a movement system, so that way it actually moves like a player should, and it's not like all like sticky and whatnot. I'll show you what I mean. So basically what we're going to do is for movement, we're actually going to need 3 timers. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3 timers here. So also first make sure that we set all these timer intervals to 10, just so it matches up with gravity. You want to have all the intervals the same, just because that's just how, you know, that's just a good idea. So what we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to call this first timer TMR up. We'll call the second timer TMR right, and then the third timer TMR down, or not down, left. I'm actually not going to do a down one because gravity is going to be our down thing. So let's start with TMR up. So if TMR up is true, then we're going to say pbPlayer.top is going to minus equal 10, and then we're also going to set isJumping equal to true here. And we're just going to basically follow suit for all these. So TMR right is going to be pbPlayer.right or dot left is going to plus equal 10. See how it's always opposite? And then TMR left PB player is going to dot left is going to minus equal 10, just like that. Okay, so now that we got all this going here, what we can go ahead and do is we can just add a few movement stuff. So in order to do that, we need to add a key handler. So in order to do this, I didn't know this because I'm used to Visual Basic where it's like up here and you just drag down and you click it. But in C#, if you're using Visual Studio, which obviously you are, click on here, the events thing, and then scroll down to where you see key down here, and then that's how you create a key down event. See, I didn't know that, but now you do. So on a key down event, what we're just going to go do, you can do like the case stuff. I don't like the switch case stuff. I don't like doing that. I just go with the traditional if-else statements. You can do however you want. So I'm going to say if what am I saying? e.keycode is equal to keys.up. So if it's up, then what we want to do is we just want to say tmr up.start. And then similarly, we'll just copy this. We'll say else if e.keycode is equal to right, then we'll do tmr right.start, and then we'll copy this. And then if it's equal to left, then tmr left.start, just like that. But another thing you want to do is make sure that you also, along with a key down event, also do a key up event, and just copy the same thing here. Oops, I don't want that space. Copy that same thing here, and then instead of doing start, we're going to stop the timers now. So stop and stop. But another thing you want to do is when you do the key up, also set is jumping is equal to false here. There you go. And I believe that that's everything for the movement. Let me see if I messed anything up. So, no. Okay. So now you should be able to move your character around quite a bit. And it should be pretty decent movement. See, though there's kind of like a little glitch there with like when it's moving, it looks kind of strange. That's not just a screen glitch, that's on my screen too. So I'm not exactly sure how to fix it. I'm sure if I looked into it I could eventually find a fix to it. But that's what we're dealing with for now, because this is just a basic tutorial. And so yeah, so that's how you get your little platformer guy moving around with gravity and stuff. And the good thing about this is if you did not use the timers, it would move extremely weirdly. The movement would be very bad, and so it's a good thing that you use the timer, so that way you get like this fluid movement. And so yeah, so that's why I'm using the timers. And then what I'm just gonna go ahead and do is, just because I did it in my other platformer tutorial, is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add a scoring system. If you don't want to know how to do a scoring system, you can leave, but I'm gonna do a scoring system. So I'm gonna do a label here just because I like to keep score. Also, go back to properties. So we're just gonna call this LBL score. And I do not like that font, so I'm just going to go ahead and change this font to plain old. I really like Times New Roman. A lot of people don't. I don't know if this thing. I don't think. Oh yeah, it does. Okay, good. So we got Times New Roman. Let's make it bold too, size font. Okay, there we go. And so what we're just going to do is I'm just going to change the text. I actually don't know where the text is. The text has. Oh wait, it's because I'm not clicked on it. Duh. So the text is somewhere here. Oh, I didn't, wait, LBL score. I changed the text. I didn't change the name. Text, I'm going to say score is going to be 0, just like that. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to create a coin class. We want to add to this. Oh, wait, we want to add to this. We're going to create a new item. It's going to be a class. We're going to call this class coin. And we actually need two things for this. First, we need this thing. We need to use the systems.form, and we have to use system.drawing. It is? Yeah, drawing. Okay. So here we're going to go ahead and just declare our public coin variable, our instantiator, whatever you want to call it, your instantiation variable. And upon instantiating, we also have to declare a private picture box PB coin, which is going to be equal to a new picture box. Don't forget that. And then we're going to say PB coin dot we'll just do a 10 by 10. So let's do pbcoin.width, pbcoin.height is equal to 10, and then we'll set pbcoin.color is going to be equal to color dot yellow. I cannot type today. So just like that. And I think that's all we need for this. I believe that is all we need. Yes. And then we're just going to do a public void called draw2, and this is going to take in a form called f, and then we're just going to say f.controls.add pbcoin. Just like that. I think that's right. Yeah. Looks about right. And then we also going to need a public rectangle called getBounds, and this is going to just return pbcoin.bounds, just like that. And then we also need a public void called setPosition, and let's take an x and an y, and I'm going to say pbcoin.location is equal to a new point x and y, just like that. Okay, I believe that's all we need for this. I believe so. Okay. Then let's just double click on our form here and add a coin upon load. So we'll say that coin C1 is equal to a new coin, just like that. And also we want to go ahead, we want to declare another variable. We want to say, we want to make a list variable. A list of coins called our C list is going to be equal to a new list of coins. I'll explain why we're doing this in a second here. Then, along with doing c1.draw this to the screen, which we have to call this, we can't call it form1. Still don't know why that's the case, but that just is the case. And then, along with doing that, we also have to add it to our CList. So CList.add C1 here. And so upon doing this, basically what we're doing, the reason we're adding it to our CList is so that way we can loop through it. If you just add it to the controls and you try to loop through it, it'll run into a casting error, which I still don't know why, but it does that. And so you have to add it to a list, just like that, just like I'm doing right there. And so yeah. Then what we're going to go ahead and do is we're just going to set its position. So we're going to say that c1.set its position. Let's do 100 by 200, and let's just see if it actually draws it to the screen. Okay, see, there it is. But you see it doesn't go away if we hit it, and so we want to make sure that it does. And so the best way that I've come up with to do that is just to make things simple, create a new timer, set the interval to 10, and label that TMR game loop. So like if you were to make this an actual game, this is where most of your like game logic would be. And so you could technically put this in the gravity variable because that's always running too. Also, don't forget to set this to true. Just so that it's true upon the start. But just to keep things organized, although this is not organized at all, but you know what I mean. So in the game loop, what we want to go ahead and do is we want to loop through our C list here. This is what I was talking about. So we're going to say for each coin C in C list, so for each coin in the list, what we want to say, if pb_player.bounds.intersects with c.getBounds, then what we just want to do is we can just say c.setPosition to some big number, because that's a lot easier than deleting it. And so then we can also go ahead and say lbl score.text is equal to score, and then we can just go ahead and we can make a score variable, and we can say int score is equal to 0, and we could say score plus plus, and then is equal plus score here. So we go ahead and do this, then we go up, and the score goes up by 1. And if we did this correctly, which I believe we did, then we should, in principle, be able to add as many coins as we want. So, for example, if I wanted to do C2, I just need to apply all this same stuff to C2 as well. So just go ahead and do C2, C2, and C2, and we'll just move this guy over to like 200, then this should work for C2. So C, we go up by 1, and we go up by 1. See? And so that's the point of doing the list, so that way you can make it as dynamic as possible. And so yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for this tutorial here. If you liked it, please give a like. And also, I have a new website now, by the way, where I'm going to be uploading a bunch of projects that I do, as well as some explanations of certain things in computer science, because I am going to be going off to college next year, where I'll be majoring in computer science, and I would like to continue to upload videos and make them more and more complex as I myself advance in computer science, and I also want to, like, you know, document everything that I'm doing and make it available to people like you who's watching this. So yeah, go ahead and check that out. I'll leave the link in the description, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.